D4000. Slight problem with one at Knotters. After the pickup reel repair the other day, I went out and baled just short of 400 bales. But every so often, the knotter was missing. Didn't miss many. Out at 400, probably 10 bales. But for some reason, the billet was sticking. So I'm taking it off. And I'll remove the knotter, which I've already started to do. And basically, that's your billet. That's your string retainer. But this is just sticking open and not knotting properly. So I'm assuming it just wants some slight adjustment on the spring, which I'm going to take to advice and just adjust it before I put it back on. Right, here we go. We've got knottering vise. One of the simplest knotters I've ever come across, these Welgers. Really hard here, and they very rarely fail. So, back to billet again. Comes round, works on that, spins, opens, grabs the string, closes again, and then it's tied the knot, and the knot's retained on there, ready pulled off with the bale. And I think the problem is just this spring, that it's not just holding it tight enough. So I'm going to remove the spring now, retainer on, and there's the actual billet itself, loose. We'll have a bit of spray in this place, Jack, bit of grease, and then we'll get this adjusted up. Put a bit of grease in there, Jack, on billet roller. That's it. That'll do. Right, we've taken the stud out, but the stud's removed instead of just the nut. So I'll start by putting stud back in. We'll get some stud lock on it. So it gets in there, and then we retain the stud. Show them all grips. It's just gone tight, so I'm going to get 2 nuts on there now, just to lock that up properly. Put a couple of 17mm nuts on. That's that stud in there now. There's spray grease. Now that's the original nut, but I'm not going to use that. I'm going to put a new lock nut on. So I had to just warm that up a little bit to get it off. So put that to there. Now this was rather loose before, so spin that now. That seems much better now. Maybe just a little bit more. Let's flick it in nicely now. Just need to time this up now so as we get these two flats in the same place when it goes back onto the main drive gear. Bit of grease again. Now this is the retainer spring. That's what holds the string in. The knotter. When you put this bolt back in, which is the string retainer spring, which is that bar, basically make sure they're tight on the threads, because if they're not tight on the threads they will back off. I've had it in past and basically all I've done is I've just marked the threads. It's no good putting stud lock on them or out like that, because if they need adjusting I'll just damage the threads a little bit and make it so they can't back off. Once I've done this now, it'll be ready for refitting. Right, that marker there is edge spring. That's it. Ready for backing. When you take the knotters off, remove the knotters. These are the mounting plates here and here. Sometimes they have a brass shim in them, so be careful when you come to take them off if the brass shims are in there. And it's the spacer between these gears and the crown wheel. Now when I removed this it didn't have any spacers in it at all, which is very rare. But anyway, I'll check it when I put it back on, but I feel pretty sure it'll be right. Oh. A bit fiddly. Come on. just leave them bolts there now. Simple reason, there's this fella to get in. This one can be a bit awkward, especially on this end one. But now I put them in, I can see if my spacing's alright anyway, because I can just and so move them. They're not particularly tight, so they're not going to be whirring. That's why it's evidently had more shims in. Okay. Right, that's the last, there's 3 bolts, that's the last returning bolt, basically the one that stops the knotters from spinning. If you look down there now, you can see I'm just moving the bill hook around a little bit. It's not tight or rubbing against the ground wheel, and same with the string retainer. Right, that's the knotter back in place. Only one thing to do now, and that's this adjustment. Now, when you screw these back on, as you can see there, just take the fit bolt up, finger tight, back it off until you've got 2 mil of play. Then it should be 4.5 full turns. Now when I took it off, I left the lock nut basically in place, so I knew where to take it back to. But you work on 4.5 turns, so there's a little mark there on the top of the bolts from when I've done this in past, so I know when I've done a turn. You just put a mark on them, you know where you are. So that's 1. 2. 3. 4.5. That's it. Nip the lock nut up, and that's it basically. Everything's adjusted, other ones are right. So all we can do now, I won't know really until we go baling, but that should be right.